Hello, today I'm going to be presenting my read aloud, and it's going to be about Fox Walked Alone. So first of all, I'm going to start off by introducing the book. So I introduced the book by the title, so Fox Walked Alone, and this book is illustrated and written by Barbara Reed. So I'm going to start by doing my predictions. So children look and observe what's happening in the cover. So they look at the cover and they might say that they see different colors, they see animals, they see different things. So they make their predictions about what exactly is happening in front of the book. Then we move on, turning the page. So I start reading the book. Night after night, Fox walked alone. Came home to a bed made of feathers and bones. He hunted at night and slept through the day. Fox walked alone. He liked it that way. But one day, so now I have visualized. I'm going to ask the children, so boys and girls, visualize and make observations. Try to think of some things that you might see in the picture. So boys and girls might say that, oh, well, I see some bones, I see the fox, I see like dark colors. They might say all sorts of things dealing with what they see as a visualization to their picture and a reading strategy. Then boys and girls move on. Then we move on and we say, Fox woke up, slept out of his lair, looked and listened, sniffed, there was something in the air. That crazy fox, the raven said, what's he doing out of bed? So boys and girls now might look at the pictures and again visualize. So they might see things like, I see animals, I see the fox, I see different colors. So they might say that they see blues, they see oranges, they see whites. So all sorts of colors that they might see in the picture. Two mice ran under Fox's nose. A mole bumped into Fox's toes. Two tortoises, a pair of hares. Fox was not expecting bears. So now I'm going to be starting to ask my questions. So my questions will be formed of the 5 W's. So I'll start by asking boys and girls, so boys and girls, who do you see in this picture? So boys and girls might say, so who is it? Who is it that you feel like is walking alone in the picture? So boys and girls might say, who? So they would start off by who. So they could say who as in, they could say, oh, Fox was alone. So then next one would be what? What is walking alone? What is walking alone in the picture? So they might say that Fox is what is walking alone in the picture. And what is happening? You could even ask, what is it? What is it that is happening? So they might say that Fox is following along the animals on a journey to see where they're going. And then you might ask, I wonder why. I wonder why Fox is following them. So boys and girls might say, well, they might be following him so they could, they can go on a walk, or they could go find something, maybe find food. And then you could ask, I wonder where they're going. So they might be finding a place to sleep. They might be going to search for food. And I was confused when, you might ask, so I was confused when, you might be saying, oh, I'm confused because I'm not too sure where they're exactly going. Maybe they are going to be going hunting because you see some bears, you see a fox, but I'm not too sure where they're going or when they're going to this place. And I wonder, last one would be, I wonder how. So a good reader are detectives. So they are great readers. They ask questions before, during, and after they have read a book. Asking questions helps us to deepen to deepen our understanding of what we are reading. There are many questions, so many questions we can ask while we are reading. Here are some examples so we can use to help us questions while we read. So we ask who, what, why, when, where, and sometimes boys and girls might use how. Continue the book. A porcupine and then another. A wolf asked, "Will you join us, brother?" So he is encouraged to join them on their journey. So let's find out what happens next. There's something going on, Fox thought. I'll take a little walk, why not? But just in case these strangers bite, I'll follow safely out of sight. So they're all following along, taking their adventures, seeing where they are going to be led to. Fox walked until his paws were sore. He'd never walked so far before. That crazy fox, the raven said. One rolled her eyes, one shook his head. So now they're wondering, why is Fox walking and following all these animals? So this could be wondering, and children are wondering and asking questions as they follow along with the pictures in the book. At last the creature stopped to rest, piling into one big nest. Yoo-hoo, Fox said Kangaroo. Leopard, save the spot for you. So now you're making connections. So boys and girls are going to be making connections to the text and seeing, oh, like things like why, like I remember times when I played alone and making connections to the fox and looking how he feels lonely, he feels sad because everyone else is basically walking 2 by 2. But you know what? Sometimes I remember times where I felt like sad. I was playing by myself. So they're starting to make connections. They're thinking in their head and they're making connections about what's happening. So Tooth and Claw and Fur and Feather, they all lay down to sleep too, together. So now they might also make connections to different animals they've seen. Maybe they've been to the zoo, they've seen some giraffes, they've seen some lions, they've seen some tigers, they've seen some kangaroos, so camels, different kinds of animals that are cuddled together that they might make connections to seeing them. And this could be also considered as visualization because they're visualizing and looking at these different animals. By first light, they were on their way. It wasn't safe. They couldn't say. The sky was odd. The wind was wrong. Fox thought he'd better tag along. So Fox is wanting to tag along, follow all the animals to see where the adventure is going to lead them. And every place they hurried through, more creatures joined them. So they joined them. So boys and girls are learning numbers now. 2 by 2. They crossed the wasteland bare and dead. A ruined city lay ahead. Fox wished that he had stayed in bed. That crazy fox, the raven said. So now they're going to start to identify. So boys and girls are going to start, again, you can make predictions. You can start identifying where is the fox headed to. Why is he following a crowded, like a crowded line of animals leading somewhere, but he doesn't know where, but he's just following along. And why are these ravens calling him crazy? So they're starting to identify, they're starting to look at the desert, they're starting to look at the different places that they're traveling to. They picked their way in single file. Fox figured out would take a while. He tried to find a bite to eat and lost himself in dead end streets. He heard a cry. Did someone call? Caught in a cage in a market stall. 2 doves cried, Fox, it's up to you. Help us, please. We must come too. Fox knew exactly what to do. So again, making predictions. Why are the doves there? Why does he need to save them? What is happening in the story that they all need to walk 2 by 2, that they all need to follow and go on this journey? He opened the door and out they flew. So again, looking at the colors, looking at the pictures. They circled back and called, "Thank you. Now follow us, we'll guide you through." They flew that fox straight through the maze of crooked streets and alleyways. Over a hill, around a bend. At last he saw their journey's end, but standing on that deadly plain was something Fox could not explain. "Is this why we have come so far?" Then someone said, "Oh, there you are. You're the one I'm waiting for." They raced each other to the door. So again, making connections to the text. So if you're making connections to the text now, you can see that Fox is finally not alone. So children are starting to maybe put the pieces together that maybe Fox was trying to find a companion. He was trying to find someone so he didn't feel so lonely. And then they're also looking at the pictures, and they're looking at also where the animal's headed. So they see a picture of a boat, and they're starting to visualize now what is happening in the story. As Noah welcomed one and all, a steady rain began to fall. So the rain is falling now. "That clever fox," the ravens cried. Quick as a wink, they flew inside. So boys and girls could now make predictions. Well, now the animals needed to be safe. Maybe there was going to be a big storm. And so Noah rushed inside all the animals into the boat so he could save them from this storm. So that could be maybe a connection. Connection could also be the companion the fox met. That he felt he was lonely and he was so sad, but now he feels so much happier because he found a companion. So that could be an evaluation of the ending. It could be that he was able to find a companion at the end. So at the end. So once again, I focused on the reading strategies. So my reading strategies were, so first I focused on predict, so determine what you think will happen in the text. So I talked a little bit about predicting. Visualize, create a mental image, so children could start thinking of mental images in their head of the setting, the characters, the events. Questions. So questions I focused on, once again, the 5 W's that we were talking about right now. So who, what, where, when, why, and how. So a lot of questions in the story. So children could put on their thinking caps, think that they're a detective in the story, and start thinking of questions that could be asked throughout the story. And so then questions connect. So children also connect to the text, maybe different experiences of when they were alone or when they didn't have any friends to play with. And identify. So identifying, well, what is happening to the fox? Or like, where is he? What is happening to him? Who is he with? Things like that. Starting to identify different visuals and different things happening in the book. And then you could go into infer. So you can go into use clues. So like, for example, a lot of clues were given based on the companion, based on the journey, based on the walk, based on the boats. You start learning that they are headed towards a boat. And knowledge to fill the gaps. Evaluate. So you start thinking about, evaluating the text, evaluating what happens at the end of the story, or what happened overall as they take a journey. There was going to be a storm. They needed to go into the boat so they could survive. And then, so this book really appealed to me overall. I found that this book was a great book for children, especially in JKFK, because I found that this book not only is it has amazing visual depictions and pictures, but Barbara Reid actually focused on creating the imagery out of clay. So this I really focused on with my JKFKs in my after school program. So what I did was I created my setup. So my setup included the book, Fox Walked Alone, and then I included paper, paintbrushes, paint, and different animals, and also I included clay. So first I started off by reading the book, and then I set up the tables. So one table was set up with different clay colors, like black, like blue, like different colors that were in the story, so children could have the opportunity to create their own animals. And then I gave them different paint colors, like black, like blue, like orange, like yellow, like red, all sorts of different paint colors. So I had different paint brushes as well. And then they had different animal toys in the classroom. So I also took that out so it could help them with their drawing experiences. And so after that, boys and girls were able to make some animals. So as you can see here, there's a picture of a giraffe. There's a picture of, there's a clay sculpture out of a giraffe, a lion. There's a lion, a giraffe, a pig. So they did different clay experiments over here. And over here, they actually drew a picture. So one of the pictures they drew was a picture. One of the girls did giraffe. She's different animals. And I have a bigger picture to show you. So she was able to draw here. So she was able to draw her picture with a giraffe, a lion, and she was able to do different things, like she thought about the pig. She thought about different animals that could have went inside the boat, and the different animals that were on the journey with the fox. So she was able to draw her picture. And so to show you a better picture of the clay, so then you have here the lion, and children were very interested also in the giraffe. So another child here drew like a pig, or even one of the kids was very interested in the rhino. So she did the rhino here, and there's the lion. And so at the bottom over here, you could see the giraffe as well. So the children were very interested in the giraffe. So you could see the two giraffes over here on the side. So children were very, very interested in this project that I did with them for Read Aloud. They really enjoyed it. But most importantly, I focused also on the strategy of Give Me 5. So children had the expectation where they have to sit quietly. So they have to have their legs crossed, hands are still, ears are listening, eyes are watching, lips are zipped. So I told them to give me 5, to sit nicely, cooperatively before I read the book on Fox Walked Alone. And overall, it was a great experience. It was a great read aloud for the children, and they really, really enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. Bye.